Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese, and this is my review of the NECA Ellen Ripley in compression suit action figure. This is a 35th anniversary of the Alien movie, which that's cool. I already reviewed the Ripley in jumpsuit action figure, so you can check out that review, and I'll do a comparison of these two after I open it. And here's a look at the box. You can see she comes with a little gun and her helmet, and it's kind of hard to see, but the Jonesy the cat's in there, and picture there on the side, a little description on the back, and a picture of her fighting the alien, and there's pictures of the other guys so you can get, which is basically Dallas. That's the only other one I haven't reviewed. And there's another picture on the side, and well, there's the package, so it's time to open this thing up. Alright, there it is. And looking at this really quick, I'd say it's pretty much just as well done as Ripley in the jumpsuit figure. This is really, really nice. And for a suit that's all white, they have a lot of varying colors in it, from what I could tell. Like, despite it being all white, there's different shades of white. And it just makes parts and pieces of it stand out a lot. And I really like it. And it's really nice looking. I'm really happy with this figure. One thing that's different about the helmet from the Kane figure is that I can get the helmet from Kane on and off without taking his head off, but it seems like it's pretty much impossible. I mean, you might be able to squeeze the helmet on without taking her head off, but you might scratch up the paint. And her head popped off really easily, so it was no problem popping it off and then sticking her head in and then putting the helmet on. And just like Kane's helmet, it comes in two pieces, so I had to pop her head off, put this piece on, then pop her head back on, then stick this on. And after you stick this on, then you got these little tubes back here. The little black tube goes into this hole here, and then the bigger white tube goes up into this bigger hole up here. And you just got to get the helmet into place down around the neck, and then it's all on. And you can see Ripley through there, and it's really awesome. As I was saying, I like how the paint kind of varies in there. Like the straps are like sort of an off-white, and then there's these two whites here, and they're slightly different, or it might just be the texture that's making it look like they're different colors, but I don't know, it really does look like they're kind of like a slightly different shade from this piece to that piece. So that's really cool. Looks like all this right here is one color, and then these plastic rubbery shoulder thingamajiggies are slightly different color. Yeah, I think it's just like the texture on this thing really sets it apart from this ribbed looking material here. So yeah, I really like how things stand out. Despite this being all white, it doesn't just look like plain old boring suit. It looks really interesting and detailed. There's even little touches like the silver buckles are painted right there. And then they got the little symbols like on her thumb, on her fingertips. That's cool. And there's a little symbol on her butt pocket. And then up on this little oxygen backpack thingy, you got the this looks really old school. Like that looks like something they'd make back in the 50s, but they're making this in the future. But that's just the way the movie is. But yeah, they got them little valve handles there. A couple little silver buttons and things painted on. And up here there's a couple little silver buttons on there too painted. And this part of the helmet's slightly different white than that part of the helmet. Don't know if that's intentional, but looks like it's supposed to be that way to me, so I'm happy with it. And then she's got her hockey goalie pads down here. It's a very odd futuristic suit, but that's the way it looked in the movie, so yeah, they did a really good job on this. I'm really happy with it. I mean, it's the same sculpt as a Kane figure, but it just looks so much different because this one's all white and this one's like yellow. But well, that's one thing that's kind of weird, is it this little pad in the front looks like it's made of copper or something, and on hers it looks like it's just made of white plastic. Very odd difference. Same with the back on there. It's like one looks like it's made of metal, the other looks like it's made of plastic. It's very strange. And the helmet too. It's like actually got rust and stuff on it, and this one just looks like it's made of stormtrooper plastic. But I mean, that's nothing to do with the figure having a problem, because that's just the way it looked in the movie. And just like the Kane figure, it has somewhat okay articulation, but it's just so bulky, you can't really move it much. And it really doesn't matter that you can't move it much, because if you watch the movie, they don't seem like they have much movement in these suits. They're very bulky suits, so they don't really have too many poses you'd want to do. I'd say the only thing that might be nice, and I guess it'd be more in like the Kane figures, if maybe they were articulated enough to kneel down and look into an alien egg. But that's asking a lot out of this kind of a suit. It'd be really hard to hide the articulation in this big bulky suit, and also give it the ability to kneel down like that. So I'm happy with it. They got to compromise somewhere, and I'm fine with what they did. It's really cool. Now I'll take the helmet off. I'm gonna have to, like I said, pop her head off, which wasn't too difficult. There we go. And there's her face. And just like Ripley in the jumpsuit, she has a really, really nice face sculpt. It really, and the paint job too. I think the paint job's another big part of it. It really looks like Sigourney Weaver. It really looks like Ripley. As you can see, there's that little scratch on her nose, and that was unfortunately before I decided I was going to pop the head off. I was kind of trying to squeeze the helmet on stupidly. I should have just popped her head off, but I didn't, and I put a little scratch on her nose. So that's a warning to you. Don't try to squeeze it on her head. Pop her head off if you're going to put the helmet on. But yeah, I really like the hair. The hair sculpt is different to fit inside the helmet, which is cool. And I actually think it looks like the face is a little different too. I'm not sure if they just popped a different hair on the same head, but it's just because it looks like she's kind of looking in a different direction than this head. But either way, they're both really awesome Ripley heads. I really like them. They're really well done. Painted really well. I wish I wouldn't have just scratched this one, damn it. But it's not that noticeable, so that's okay. But yeah, there's the two Ripleys together. Both look really awesome. So happy these figures turned out nice. I was afraid that, you know, likenesses don't always turn out so well of actors, but the Ripleys, they're amazing. And it also comes with Jonesy the cat. Don't they call him Jonesy also? Is the nickname or something? I don't remember. But there he is. This is the hissing version, arched back version. And this Ripley came with Jones standing in more of a normal pose. I'll do a comparison in a minute. But I didn't even notice on the first Jones that his tail spun around. You can also see his tail's all fluffed up because he's hissing. And yeah, I like that pose because he hisses a lot and scares the crap out of everybody, so I'm glad he made a hissing version of him. And they painted him really nice too. I really like the little kitty pattern they got on there. Gave him some really green eyes. So here it is next to the non-hissing version. You can see the tail is a lot thinner because she's not pissed off here. And she just got to stand up straight normal. So that's cool. But yeah, I guess I'll show this since I didn't show it in the other video, but the tail can spin around and go down. I kind of like it up though. Cats usually have got their tail sticking up in the air, so their stupid ass is sticking in your face because they're dicks. Just kidding. I like cats, but they really do show off their stupid butt all the time. So, almost forgot, she also comes with this gun. And I don't know how they get their finger, that big gloved finger, into this gun's trigger thingamajigger. So, I don't know, I guess they can do it. I don't remember, did she actually ever fire this gun at the alien? I don't even remember. Just doesn't seem like this little tiny gun would do too much. But, still, I do remember her having a gun at some point, so that's cool. And it's like basically like a gunmetal color, and there's a little more silver up on this. I don't know if it's a scope, I don't know what this is up here. Got a little red thingy on there. It almost looks like a harpoon gun, but it's not. Some kind of futuristic thing. That's cool. Fits in her hand pretty good. So there she is next to the alien from their first Alien movie. And that's really cool. Just like the end of the movie where she gets in this suit and tries to finish off the alien. So that's really awesome. But this wasn't the only suit she wore at the end when she fought the alien. So I think you need to make a figure of that. You know what suit I'm talking about. The outfit that it looks like she went to Walmart and was a little drunk at the time, wandered into the wrong section, thought she was in the woman's section, but she was actually in the little girl section, and bought her underclothes, and well, once she got up into space, we realized it then, and it was too late. She had to wear these little tiny baby girl clothes, so well, they need to make a figure of that too. Well, I really love this figure. It's another really awesome Ripley figure, just like the jumpsuit version. And this really makes me happy for the Aliens, you know, the Part 2 version where she fights the Alien Queen and the power loader, because all that just looks awesome. The preview pictures for them, it's amazing. I can't wait for that shit. This figure's really cool. Articulation's limited, but it's a bulky suit, so you kind of gotta expect that. And still, the paint job's really nice in the sculpting detail. And I also like the helmet. The clear plastic's really easy to see through, and I like the way it reflects the light and kind of does that sort of fishbowl distorting of her face. It's really cool. And I just really like this figure. It's really, really well done, really nice looking. I highly recommend it. Well, this is Mr. Evilcheese, and thanks for watching, and good. Whoa. Bye. Yep, I'm all ready, Kane. Ready to go out there? What kind of suit is that? What do you mean? It's the same suit you got. The hell it is. My suit's old, metal, and rusty, and looks like there's lime or something building up on the helmet. I think it's going to break any second. And look at you. You look like you got a brand new plastic suit. At least I don't got an alien raping my face. What? How'd you know about that? Damn it. It's embarrassing. Come on. I'm a guy. Jeez.
Oh, damn it, man. You see them other pictures there? Why don't you click on one of them to see the video? Or you could subscribe, Nate. Oh.